Hello everyone. In this video, I will demonstrate how to install R software in RStudio. So as you know, R software is very popular nowadays and is being heavily used for statistical analysis and data visualization. And the biggest thing is it is open source, which means it's free. So let's go ahead and download R software. So I can just say download R, let's say R software, and this is the website you should be going to download our software. So it's called www.r-project.org. So here, if you can read, should spend some time here. R is a free software environment for statistical computing and graphics. And let's go ahead and download R here. And this is the current mirror here. So I'm in USA, so I will download from the nearest server here. So I will click on this one. I'm using Mac, so I will download it for the Mac here. You should spend some time here. What are R and CRAN? CRAN is a network of FTP and web servers around the world that stores identical, up-to-date versions of code and documentation of R. So that's what the CRAN stands for. And R is a free statistical software, which is open source. So let's go ahead and download R here for the Mac. And I will download the regular one because I don't have Catalina installed, the latest version of operating system on my Mac. So I will download this one. So it might take few seconds. So download is complete. I'm gonna go ahead and install this. So this is successfully installed. Move to the trash as I don't need that thing anymore. And if I go to search and say R here, so you'll see that R is installed. I can double click on this one, and this is the default interface to work with R. Basically, you just install binary files on your computer, and although you can do everything here, there is a better way to do it, which we call RStudio, which can interface with R binaries and much more friendlier than this one. So let's go ahead and install RStudio. So I will close this one. Don't save anything there. So let's say download RStudio for Mac. RStudio is the website you should be exploring in detail as well. Uh, there are a lot of versions of RStudio. Let's install RStudio desktop for free. Download this one, and this will install 1.2.5033 version. And as you see here, the first step is install R, which we just did. And then once we install R, we can go ahead and download RStudio for the desktop. This is basically user interface for the R software that you just installed. And there are a lot of other operating systems that you can explore. We'll be using Mac, so I will click here. So this will take few seconds to download. So this is done. Let's go ahead and open this one, and I will move RStudio to applications. And this is done, so I can close this one. You have successfully installed RStudio as well. And let's go ahead and check this one. Command spacebar, and I can type in RStudio and hit enter. So it'll open the RStudio here. So RStudio is an application downloaded from the web. I want to open it, so I'll say open here. And you have successfully downloaded the R. This is the typical interface that you're gonna see. You can adjust, move around these windows, and for that, if you go to the tools here, go to the global options and pane layout, you can move around. So to me, left top left is the source where I'm gonna be writing code, and console is on the right side, and here at the bottom or here itself I will see the output as well. Okay, so you can move around. I like this way of working better, so I'm gonna leave it there. Apply here, say okay. I didn't change anything. Let's test this by writing a simple code. So what I did here is I created a folder called R project on my desktop. Okay, and it has a folder called datasets, and I have a file here, chickflick.dat. Let's say I want to load this file and read it. Okay, so what we will do here is, let's say I will say I want to create a new R script. Okay, and first thing we will do here is, let's say I will say set path to the working directory. So the command you should use is set working directory, and tilde is the user directory in Mac, followed by desktop, followed by our project, followed by data sets. Okay, so then let's check this one whether we did set the directory properly or not. So I will say show the present working directory. So for that we have to do this command get working directory. Okay, now let's go ahead and read the file that we have stored. So let's say assign a data set to a variable. So we'll define a variable called, let's say, test data. That's my variable, and I want to assign this variable my data set, and that is in .dat format. So I have to say read dot. See, you can see a lot of here. You can read so many different types of files here. Okay, CVS being very common. Dlim is for the dat file, and there are other thing as well. And I will record separate videos for that. But right now, let's go to the Dlim, and here I know the name of my file here. As you can see here, I'm going to open this one. That's my data set here, right? So I can do here. So I will say, let's say I want to read this file here called chickflick.dat, and that should do the trick. And we do have the header. So I will say header equals true. Okay, the header is the first row with the column names. Okay, so hopefully this will work. Let's show some data here. Show first n rows from the data set, and for that we have to use command called head, and I can just pass on my variable test data, and that should do the trick. Now let's go ahead and see how this works. The best way to do is, I like it, you can run all of them together here, run this current line of the selection, or is going to run everything, I guess. Okay, but I want to run at a time. So if you want to run at a time, command enter is the one. Okay, let's say what this one says here. Rerun the previous command, source the content of the archive document. So let's say here command enter. Okay, it did set the working directory. Let's get the working directory. So this here get me the working directory. That's a working directory I'm working with. Let's assign a data set to the variable test data, and it did assign it, and let's read. So by default, head command will read the first 6 records. Okay, and if you want to read more, let's say I want to read 10, so you can just do comma 10 there, and it's going to read the first 10 records here. So I just wanted to get you guys started with very basics in R Studio, and with this first I would like to congratulate you for successfully installing this software, and with that I'm going to end my video. Thank you very much for listening.